What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about Norwegian slang, words, and phrases. Now, slang is definitely one of the coolest things about language. And every country and all the regions in the different countries, we all have different slang, and Norway is no exception. So I'm very, very curious what kind of slang Norwegians say. And before we take a look at that, I thought it would be kind of funny to look at American English slang real quick. Are Norwegians familiar with any of this American slang? Like fam, glow up, stan, yeah, I've heard that one. W, this is like really young kids are saying this, but not that young, honestly. Like now 20-year-olds and stuff say these slang words. Dank, that kind of fell out of fashion. Ghosting, yep, salty. Yikes, finna, yes, like teenagers. American teenagers saying finna, cap, high key, simp. Oh my god. Okay, I thought that'd be kind of funny to take a quick look at. America certainly is rotating in and out of slang, and honestly, it seems like the internet plays a huge role in what slang becomes popular these days, probably around the world. And I imagine some of these American slang words, like English, probably like, maybe some of them are used in Norway, but this is like a video on just Norwegian only slang words, slang phrases, stuff I've never heard before, and what it means. So that sounds super fun to me. Let's take a look.
Today I'll be teaching you guys some Norwegian slang.
Yes.
Let's get to it. So the first slang word for you today is lattis.
Lattice. Oh, it's even got that, oh gosh, what is that symbol, that character? The A and the E? Lattice.
And what it basically means is that something is funny. So in a sentence, that would be "Det er sykt lættis." And that basically means that's funny.
Oh, something can be lattice? Is it like an adjective? Or if you're saying something is funny, instead you'll say that is lattice. That'd be funny if I started saying some of this Norwegian slang just in my regular American day-to-day life. I'd be like, man, you are so lattice. And they'd be like, what did you just call me? Are you trying to get in a fight? And I'd be like, no, it means you're funny. Trust me. I learned it on the internet.
The next word is dritkult and can be used in a sentence like "det er dritkult," which means something is, yeah, super cool. It's
Yeah, okay. Dritkurt. This is interesting. I'm already noticing that American English, like, there's a lot of similar words that we choose to have slang for. Like funny, like, and cool. Or like that's, like in America, people used to say that's hip, that's awesome, that's cool, that's dope. Like, and it seems like in Norway, there's words for cool without saying cool, like dritkut.
And can be used in a sentence like "det er dritkult," which means something is, yeah, super cool.
Okay.
It's directly translated to "shit cool." And
Okay. Like in America, you might say, that is the shit, which means something is really cool. So, dritkut, kinda, like I almost think it makes sense, and it's kinda almost something Americans say. Calling it that word? Okay.
And shit cool does not make sense, because why would they mix shit with cool? Shit cool doesn't really sound appealing. So
Yeah, but it almost does make sense, because Americans really, with your friends, you really would be like, that is cool as shit. Like, you would say something like that. So, I don't know if that's the connection, but I feel like it almost does make sense.
next up is skak.
Skak. That's hard for me to say. Skak. With this AE character again. Skak.
In a sentence, you would say "er du skakler?" And that basically means "are you on drugs?" You can
Okay, I knew because she was laughing. I was like, I just said something really bad. Skak. Like, that alone means, are you on drugs? I don't know. In America, you might say, like, are you wasted? Like, if you're super drunk or just out of it, you're wasted? Is that, maybe that's kind of similar to skak?
Also say that to someone that says something really stupid when the answer is like obvious. Next one. It is tasje to
Tasje. Tasje.
To tasje something basically means to steal something, and it's a word commonly used around the Oslo area.
Oh, that's cool. I was hoping there'd be some regional slang. Like, there's slang that maybe all Norwegians know, and then there's maybe regional slang. This is just popular around Oslo? Tashk, I think she said?
You would say something like "Sær tasjodun," and that means seriously, did you steal it? I'm just realizing how stupid.
Steal. A slang word for stealing. I don't know if Americans really have a slang word for stealing. I know British people would be like, you nicked something. You stole something. Maybe there's a slang word for stealing that I'm not thinking of, but not very popular.
These words are. The next word is something every Norwegian says, and it is ha. Just ha. And it means huh? If I didn't like.
Okay, I think I've heard this one before. Ha, it's funny, because this almost isn't even a word. It's almost not even, it's a filler sound instead of, and it's also funny to me that between Norwegian and American culture, this seems like just a noise you make, and yet it's different. Americans say, huh, which probably sounds kind of strange to Norwegians, because Norwegians are saying, ha. And if you said ha in America, that would just be, no one would have any idea what you're doing or why you're making that sound. So it's funny how different even that kind of thing is, huh and ha. Although huh means like what? So maybe that's what ha means?
I hear what you said. I would say ha, and that isn't mean. It's just something we Norwegians do. Instead of being polite and saying pardon, what did you say, you know? If you're like foreign and you visit Norway, you will notice that we say ha to absolutely everything.
Okay, so this is common. It's not rude. In America, it is a little rude. Yeah, it's rude in America if you're like, huh? It is considered kind of rude. So that's different, because it sounds like in Norway, saying ha isn't really being rude. It's just another way of saying, what? Excuse me, I didn't hear you. But in America, like, a lot of people would be kind of annoyed if you were just like, huh? Because it's a bit informal, and it's kind of annoying.
If we don't hear something, if we don't understand something, we're just stupid human beings saying huh? Ha! The next word is...
I mean, it's also funny how similar that is. They're different, but almost exactly the same. Huh and ha, but different.
It's sneak. It's a word that I feel like has popped up recently. And it basically means sneaky. You can use it in a sentence like, slutt å være så snika. It means stop being so sneaky. You know,
are Norwegians, like, very sneaky? Well, how is there so much sneaky behavior going on that there's an entire slang word around sneak? You're being sneaky. How much are people being sneaky? That's kind of funny to me to think about. This is not, like, Americans, we have slang words for like cool and stuff like that, but not really sneaky. Maybe like sus? That's kind of something that's become popular because of the video game Among Us. Americans started saying sus, like suspicious. So that's kind of like sneak, sus. Maybe we do have something kind of like that.
People are sneaky in so many situations, so this word is used a lot. The next word is like kind of English as well, so I feel like it's a word that we have gotten from English. It is keen. And if I were to...
Keen! I was wondering if there was going to be any slang that overlapped with English. This is like United Kingdom English. Americans don't say keen. I've heard it. I know what it means. It means like if you're keen on something, if you like something. But this is British English. So that's interesting that Norwegians have adopted this British English slang. That's kind of fun.
Use it in a sentence, I would say, are you keen på å spise pizza etterpå? And it means, are you interested in eating pizza with me later? You know, keen, interested. I would say that.
Yeah, interested, or if you like it, are you keen on pizza? Yeah, that would make sense. Not a word that Americans say. I've just heard it in British movies and TV and stuff.
It's like kind of the same word. Or just, do you want to eat pizza? Are you keen? Do you want? The next word is sig, which basically is a shortening, is that a
sig? Is this a shortening? A shortening of like cigarette?
A word anyway for a cigarette. The Norwegian word for cigarette is sigarett, so it's basically the same, just pronounced differently. And
yeah, sig. You know, I wouldn't say this is common in the United States, but every once in a while, to be funny, someone will say, "Can I get a sig?" People would probably know what you mean when you say sig. I just don't think it's just not that common to say in the United States. People will say, I want a smoke, I want a cigarette, I want a light, but not really a sig. But I've heard it. That's more of like a joking thing, if that makes any sense. In America, anyway.
It's just like shortened down to sig, and no one will ever say, do you want a cigarette in Norwegian, because sig is like, no one says the whole word, they just say sig. Just ask for a sig if you want a cigarette.
Yeah, that makes it sound like it's much more common in Norway to say sig. It's not very common at all in America. Yeah.
The next word I say all the freaking time. I hate the word really, but it's just something I say all the time. And it is sad. It means...
This reminds me of when people started saying dank. And I started saying dank to be annoying and funny. Yeah, but I secretly hated it. It's a lot like this.
Really, but it's just something I say all the time. And it is sad.
Sar? What is this? Sar? Yeah, S-E-R-R, sar.
It means seriously, and I just say sar to everything. Literally, all the time.
Seriously.
All the time. And now for the...
Okay, I could see that. Because that's the perfect word to just emphasize something. Like, seriously. You could say that, yeah, I could see how that's like, you could apply that to so many situations where you're just like, sir. Like, I love pizza, sir. Like, and you're like, seriously. A lot of Americans just flat out say, seriously. I seriously want to go here. I seriously like that. But I could see sir. That's not a slang in America, but I could almost see it becoming popular in an alternate dimension. I kind of get it. It's just like an emphasizing word, I think.
The last word of today, it is alkis, which is the word...
Alkis. Alkis. It's fun to say. I have no idea what that means.
Word for alcoholic. However, you do not only use it for the alcoholics, you also use it if your friend drinks much. You're just like, oh, han er alkis, ass.
Oh, man. Man. That'd be a bit harsh in the United States to call someone an alcoholic. That's pretty serious. So I almost feel like having a slang for alcoholic wouldn't really fly so much in America. People would be a little like offended or outraged by that. I don't know. But it makes complete sense, alkis. Like as far as the slang, alkis, short for alcoholic, it totally makes sense. It's just a shorter version of alcoholic. It's kind of funny how the other way you can use it is as like a teasing kind of word for your friend if they drink a lot. If you're friends in America and they're drinking, it'd be a common joke to be like, you're such an alcoholic, and everyone would be like, ha 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 ha. So I shouldn't say it's totally not unheard of. It just depends on how crazy your friends are. So alkis, okay, I get it. And I can see where it could be funny to use with your friends.
And it means like, he's such an alcoholic. And it's just like commonly used as like a term for people drinking a lot.
Okay.
Obviously that, wow. Personally, I don't use the word much because it's not good. And it's kind of disrespectful to the people that actually are alcoholics. But
that's what I was wondering about. That's exactly what I was wondering about. It's a very slippery slope. Like, I could see if you're teasing, just using this as to be funny or lighthearted, but it's also like, you know, does that mean we can't ever say the word alcoholic? Like, no, it's a word, it is a real thing, but I could see where it could make some people uncomfortable or upset if they really do have drinking problems. I don't know, it's just one of those things in life where some people are gonna get a little more offended by it, and some people are just gonna joke about it, and it is what it is.
But people here in Norway say it.
Okay.
Anyway, that was it for today. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and make sure to subscribe.
That was very good. I will give this a thumbs up. This was by Sunny, and I'll give that a like. That was very good. That was super fun. That was all new Norwegian slang to me, pretty much. I think I've heard of ha instead of huh, ha. I think I'd heard of that, but other than that, this is all just brand new Norwegian slang. I can finally be hip. I can finally talk a little more cool to Norwegians. Honestly, I'd probably have a pretty hard time remembering all this stuff, but it's just really fun and cool to learn about this kind of difference between American and Norwegian language and culture, and the fact that there's so much slang in America, and I never get to think about or hear slang from somewhere outside of America. So this Norwegian slang is super fun to just learn about, that it is a thing, there is a lot of slang, Norwegians use it, and just learning about it and what it means is super fun and educational, honestly. So I enjoyed this. Anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment. Perhaps if you use any of these slang words and what you think of them, if these are popular slang words, or what you think of these. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Norway and Norwegian culture, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.